for this session where you are gonna firm up your muscle and fire up your metabolism. So this is what we're gonna do in this high intensity interval training session, also called HIIT. We have 8 different kind of exercises and we are gonna work them one after each other, and we're gonna do that for 3 rounds. So the setup is gonna be a strength exercise, no equipment needed, and then a pulse focused exercise, alternative between that, all the way down for that 8 exercises. So 4 of the exercise is gonna be strength, and 4 of the exercises is gonna be a pulse focused different kind of exercises. So I'm going to show you the next exercise in the rest period, and you're just going to follow along with me, and I will give you some guidance along the way for you to do the modification, all depending on your fitness level. So bring your exercise mat and no else equipment needed. I have my timer here, and you are going to meet me here with just being a little bit warmed up before we start this session. So we are going to work for the 45 seconds and 15 seconds, and that will turn out to be a workout approximately 25 minutes. And then you are going to do some stretching with me, and you're all set to go to kick off the day. So no excuse that you don't have the time, because this is going to be intense and it's going to be smart. So we are working our full body in this session. So come back and meet me here when you have warmed up. So let's go. You are warmed up by now, and the first exercise we're going to do is going to be a sideway walk push-up. So you're going into a push-up position, and you're going to walk to the side, and you're going to walk back again. If this is too much, you can do it on your knees, or you can just do an ordinary push-up, just staying put if you're still struggling with push-ups. So different kind of modification, I will show you that along the way. So let's go, counting down for those 45 seconds, and we have a pulse exercise coming right up using a lower body. So we are alternative between that strength and pulse focused exercise. This is what is great about HIIT, and squeeze your core area, coming into that push up, going to the side, and a new push up coming up. Slowly down, squeezing. Make sure you're not doing any hyperextension in your lower back, squeezing that glute area and your core area. Inhale and exhale. Continue, or you're just gonna stay put here. Maybe you wanna do a push-up on your knees, or maybe you wanna do it on your toes, not doing the walking part. 15 seconds left. So bring it down, squeezing up. Feel the tightness in your upper body. All the way down and up again. Get the full out of it. The next exercise, we're going to do a sumo jump squat. So we're going to stay out here, and we're going to push it up and out. So knees are pointing out, and the same are our toes. Actually, they're pointing in the same direction. Hands up here, and we are pushing it up. Inhale and exhale. And now keep going. And now when we're standing in this quite wide position between our feet, you need to engage your pelvic floor a bit more. So pushing it up. You know a strength exercise is coming up, and we only have 8 exercises before we have a bit of a rest period. So this is intense, but it's going to be hard. If you don't want to do this with the jumping, you're just going to push up doing the same movement, and by time maybe you can do a few where you jump off the floor, and then you can do the full 45 seconds. So let's go. Inhale and exhale. Up, straight up, and sitting down. We are gonna do a circle ab. So leaning back a bit, moving feet to one side, making a circle, going the opposite way. So as we are lifting up, we are engaging our ab muscle slowly down, and we're only resting a little bit on our point of our fingertips, so we still feel the contraction in our ab area. If this is too much, you can sit down and you can just do the lifting of parts staying in center, and you can alternative between both, or you can do this exercise with your knees bended instead for a little bit less resistance. So pushing it one way and the other one, squeezing that glute, of course, your core area. Make sure that you are connected well to your pelvic floor as well. Bring it up, and we're going up for a star jack to a burpee. So jumping up, and out to a straight position. So first we're gonna do the star jacks, and then we're jumping back up again. So lifting up we go, out to position, straight up, straight out, out to the side, line up, inhale, up we go again, out to that straight line. And make sure that you are going into that straight position, sort of like a plank. When you do the exercise, keep up going and just listen. And when you do it, you need to go down through a squat and back up again. So lifting straight up, squatting down, jumping out, squatting up again, and bring it up. Inhale and exhale. Squeezing, pushing it out. Yes. And we're going into a standing position here. Bring those knees up, and we're gonna do a abduction alternative between right and left leg, engaging that core area. So pushing that navel towards your spine. For a bit of a modification, you just go down here and do the abduction instead, so you don't have that to worry about being lifted up. So of course we have a lot more core function here when we have our knees off the ground. Bring it up, slowly down, shoulders away from your ears, and keep on for 10 seconds. If you're getting too much, you can just put those knees down, bring it up, slowly down again. Inhale, exhale. Yep, back up for a standing position. We are gonna do high knees forward and jacks coming back. So let's go with those high knees, counting approximately 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it forward. 3, 4. And if you don't have a lot of space, you're just gonna do the 9 knees and the jacks on the spot. If this is too much, you go here, up, knees, and you go out to the side. Easy peasy, no worries. You can bring it up time by time as you get more and more fit. Or else you're just hitting it hard here. Bring it up. And squeezing. Knees forward. And coming back into that jacks. Yeps. Lying down on your stomach. We are in for a back extension, but we're gonna stay up here. Chest is up, and we're gonna bring one arm back and both arms back for 2. So up we go. Single arm, both arms. And do notice I have my feet lifted up and my nose is pointing down. So I have a lot of firing going on in my glute area. And I'm doing the retraction between my shoulder blades. And as I have lifted up from the ground, I'm using the muscle along my spine. Up we go. Bring it back, both arms back. Squeezing glute area. Squeezing for 2, yes. Up for our 8th and final exercise in this round. We have a short break coming up, doing jump lunges, hands behind knees, using our core area. So standing up in a straight position, put those hands back and bring it up here. If this is too much, you can go down, up we go, knees coming up, or you can use helping with your arms here, because this is a little bit more challenging to have hands behind here. You can go down and make a little bit of a help with those arms. Make sure that the heel is lifted up on your back leg and you are coming down into that 90-degree before you change. So remember, we have a break in just a few seconds. Keep up. Yeps. Just a short break, And now I'm gonna challenge you, because if you feel that you could go on for 8 more exercises before having a water break, you need to push up the intensity, because this is a smart thing about working with the timer, is that you do you and I do me, and you can push it as hard, you can move your legs even higher on the high knees, you can do the jacks, you can jump up towards the ceiling, a lot of possibilities. So you should mentally put yourself into the thought that you're not working for a long time, but you're working intense. And I will bet you will feel this exploding energy in your body when you're done with the 3 rounds, because you've been working for a short period of time, but you've been doing a great intense job. Yep, let's go. Hope you got some water, and we are ready for exercise number 1, which was the sideway push-up. So back into our position here, counting down from 10, and you might remember that we're doing some Sumo jump squat right after, so pushing it off with those push-ups. So going into that push-up, walking sideways, or do the push-up in the same position. All about finding your exercise level. And we all been there where we couldn't hardly do 1 push-up. But if you put your mind into want to do a push-up, I meet a lot of women who say, I'm not able to do a push-up. Of course you are. You need to you start out in a position where it's possible for you. Maybe it's against a table or something else, but I promise you, if you keep going and you have the right mental commitment, you will be able to learn to do this push-up, helping with your core area. Yep, up for that standing position, getting ready for the Sumo jump squat. And now remind yourself, was it hard in the first round? Wasn't it hard? So keep up that intensity and energy. Hands on top of shoulders, pushing it up. Going down here, and make sure that you're not putting your head down. It is your glute coming down. A lot better for your lower back, and a lot nicer to firm up those glute and thigh muscle. Pushing it up, keeping that chin in so you're not pushing forward. I see that a lot, that's why I'm mentioning. Pull that chin back again, and if not, you will end up with a physiotherapist like me to get that neck fixed, and it might well be better to prevent it. Inhale, exhale. Some ab work coming up in just a few seconds. So remember, this is a full body workout, leaving your full, I hope, of energy while you've been doing this. Not breaking yourself all the way down. Still have energy to do other stuff for you along the day. Or maybe you've been at work all day, then it's great to still be able to do it, because it's always easier to convince yourself to do a workout when it's not going on for hours and hours. And you know what? I've been there. I thought that more was better until I found out that less is a lot better, because you only have that certain amount of energy. You might as well put it into a short workout, powering up, than doing a long, slow workout. 4 more seconds. Do the modification with bended knees, or just sitting, putting heels down. Great job. We are up for that star jacks burpees. 2 of my favorite exercises combined in a beautiful burpee. I guess that's why it's called burpee with a B, because it matched the beauty in it. Pushing up, a good, great full body exercise. Stepping out, up, squeezing your core area. Or you can do some jogging on the spot, or maybe you just want to do some jacks, or you can do just the running. Doesn't matter as long as you keep it up and keep it going. Squeezing, up we go, jumping out. Yep, and we're in for the knee position. So get down on your hands and knees, for that abduction, alternative leg, with or without knee lifted off. So maybe you want to push up those knees, just hanging up here on our toes, bring it up to the side. So if you feel you can't focus enough on getting that hip up and out, just come down here and squeeze and lift it up. So what I'm saying is that the hip abduction is a bit more important, just because we had the ab work just before. Straight line, but keep your elbows unlocked. 7 seconds. Yep, so you can do it or to go down on your knees. Yep, we are ready for the high knees front and the jacks going back. And do remember, you could go like this and you could go like that. And of course you can go all the way up with those knees and pushing it out to the side. And bring it up. Keep it going, pushing it hard. I see you, I feel, and I can almost hear your heart pounding like a maniac. That's what we're gonna be, pushing ourselves to the limit. Of course, having a mind in that this is feeling okay. So bring it up, pushing it back again. Inhaling and exhaling. Some back work coming up in just a few seconds. Keep it up with me here. I'll do the modification. So let's go down, lying on our stomach, lifting up. It's actually quite nice to keep the back extension with a bit of lifted up here, so you have the space to get all the air into your lungs. Up we go, single arm, both arms, staying up the full time. Engage your glute muscle, looking down, squeeze and do that retraction. Feel you working around your shoulder blades, squeezing, bring those legs up. If it gets too much, put those feet down and continue doing the upper body work. Squeezing, pulling back, back. 3 seconds, finish up. Yep, up for that exercise number 8, hands behind neck, doing the jump lunges, starting in a good wide position between your feet, elbows out, and slowly coming down, leaning a bit forward, but still with a straight back, or else you gotta keep those arms down, helping yourself here, or do the modification down, and that you can do with your hands behind. So it's always good to do it as close as possible to the original exercise, because then you're just a few steps from being all the way giving yourself 100%. So now I remind you, you have 15 seconds more to go, and then you have a break. Pushing it down, pushing it up. Good distance between your feet. Yes, great job. Get a quick bit of water, just get the sand feeling out of your mouth. Not too much as you are working out, besides if you're working out somewhere very hot. It's not very hot here in Denmark, so don't need that much water. Yep, tights, pull your pants up and get ready for that third and final round. So let's get into that push-up position. Now we are doing the real countdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, bum, bum, 8 exercises, some stretching, and you are off to go. A lot more energy and doing a superb job for your body. And we are counting down here. Squeezing and pushing that navel towards your spine. Ready for that push-up. Third and final round. Bring it to the side. Moving up. slowly down, or do the push-up on your knees. It could be a shoulder issue, it could be something around your wrist. It doesn't matter, just that you could do it, and you should feel the burn in your muscle, but of course in a comfortable way. So if you have a little bit of an issue, you might want to go up, find something you could stand against and do the push-up towards a table. It doesn't matter, or you just go down on your knees. Anyways, we only have 8 seconds left, and we are so close. Yep, check with exercise 1 completed for today. Going up for that sumo squat, engage that pelvic floor and core area. Hands up on top, and we are gonna bring ourselves up on top here. Or you do the modification, bring it up, it's because you see there's not a lot away from going here, just to lift up a little bit, and that's what you're gonna do along the way. Squeezing, pushing, stay up nice and straight. And as I'm jumping up, I'm inhaling, exhaling as I'm going down. It's sort of like I'm jumping up and getting that air in. Final round, keep the chest up and chin in. Yep, sitting down for that circle leg ab. Leaning back, a little bit of a flexion in your lower back to engage your core area. And one way and the other, straight legs or bended. Maybe you're going in for that heel down just to ease off. So if you're sitting doing this and you can feel it more in your hip flexors and your lower back than in your abs, first you try to engage your abs a little bit more, but then you can do the modification until you get stronger. So you should feel the core work, your oblique muscle kicking in during the circle, out to the side. Squeezing. Let's go for another 5 seconds, easy peasy. Actually not supposed to be easy peasy, but, and up we go for that start jack burpee. Out to a good wide position here, and lifting up and up, jumping out. And do remember, keep going. Do remember when you're doing the start jack, you are moving your arms in front of you, not out here. You are gonna push up and press up in that shoulder area. Just ease off your shoulder area joint by putting your hands a little bit in front of you. As you probably found out, it's very important for me to do to make sure that you are working with best possible quality. I don't want you to hurt yourself, I want you to build yourself up. And get into that core strength, squeezing as you're landing in a plank, not hanging in your lower back. Yep. Now in for the knee position. Hands right underneath your shoulder joint. Squeezing and bring these up, out to the side, slowly back again. Or just dump those knees down and keep going with the knee up and out to the side. So maybe you want to do a little bit of experimenting. Maybe you feel it a bit more if you are moving your leg a little bit more out to the side. So you should feel it in your glute medius area. And of course, when your knees up, you are going to feel it in your core area as well. So imagine you're doing this in a bikini or maybe just a pair of underwear. You are going to feel that tightness all the way down from top to the toe. Yep. And off for high knees, forward, and jacks coming back. Or you can do the modification with one leg up at a time. So going forward, going back again. Have that great contact with your neck so it's not bending and moving up like that. Leaning back to get those knees up. Let's go. Our final round, we only have 2 more exercises before we do some stretching. Almost there. Yep, lying down on your stomach. Chest is lifted up, hands underneath your forehead. And both arms for 2. Single arm, both arms. Here we go. So up with that chest. If you feel uncomfortable doing the back extension, you can just do a little bit of lifting off, or maybe you want to go with your arms down along your thighs instead. The important thing is to do the back extension in some range of motion. Keep those feet up and feel your glute muscle helping as well. Nose are pointing down. Yips. Final pulse exercise, doing the jump lunges, hands behind neck or not. So bring those elbows out to the side. Good position between front and back leg. So by pulling those elbows out, you're staying in a straight position, or you are going to use your arms down here, or do the modification up and down. Because you know, surprise, this is our final exercise, ready to do some stretching in just a few seconds. So watching you keep on breathing, inhale, exhale, only 12 more seconds. You can do it. Do the modification if you need to. 3, 2, 1. Booyah. Beautiful. Timer to a stop. And you maybe you want to grab a little bit of water before you do the stretching. So, oops. Let's stop this guy. Yep, here we go. Great. So just get into a standing position here. And you're going to put your right hand on your right thigh, straightening over to that side. And as we go to the side, make sure your stomach is not popping out. You're engaging that area. Chin is in and leaning over to the side. Feel the stretch along the way up here. Still breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Go to the opposite side. Hands nice and tight here for some support. Reaching over. Well done. I hope you feel the energy running around in your body. Maybe you're a little bit tired now, but you go and hit that shower in just a few minutes and then you are off to go. Get into center, hands on both hips, leaning forward with that chest up, right position. Feel the hamstring muscle and make sure you have that long elongated line over your neck. And go all the way down to the ground. It doesn't matter if you can't reach the floor, you just go down and feel the stretch in your thigh, in your hamstring muscle, easing up with that neck and using your breathing. Inhale and exhale as we get further into that stretch. And a little bit more close pack with those feet, and you're stepping back a bit with your right leg, and you're trying to put your head towards your front leg. Feel a little bit more of a stretch in your hamstring and your front leg. Easing off in your neck. Exchanging, putting the opposite leg in front and try to move your nose toward your shin, put in the front leg. Nice and easy breathing, and feet coming together, and we are slowly moving upwards, coming back with those shoulders, and you are gonna bring it up on your left leg and keep that right heel coming up towards your buttocks. And as you're standing in this position, make sure you're not pushing out to the side, but you are making a long lean line here, and you keep that elbow just a bit bended. So good balance challenge here. If too much, you're gonna just go and grab something to have a little bit of support. So pushing your hip forward without doing any hyperextension in your lower back. So feel it over your hip and your knee. So you might ask yourself or me, why do this stretching? And two reasons why. You just want to keep the length over your joint, shifting to the opposite leg as long as you live, so you don't get tight and you go into that flexion in your hip area. And by sitting, a lot of people sitting along the day, you get this tightness in your chest area and your hip area, and that makes you, by some of the muscle, it makes the function working over your hip and your glute area less efficient if you are getting too tight in your hip area. Yeah. Pushing that hip forward, feel it, and just getting easy. And second reason is why, if you end your workout with stretching, you are letting your mind know that you ended off with some easy part of your workout, and some silly way, that's what it remembers, and it makes you a bit easier to get off, getting into that workout close the next time you are deciding to do that. Getting into a right position here, putting arms in, pushing your knees out to the side, feel the inner thigh getting into a nice stretch, engaging your pelvic floor and of course your core area. And you can use the breathing to get into, when you are exhaling, get a little bit into the stretch, a further stretch. And getting up to a standing position here. Nice and flat part of your fingers. You are just gonna do a massaging movement all the way down and out to the side, just easing off your neck. We often forget that, and we are putting our hands down here, sort of like we are trying to pull down the skin of our neck muscle, getting that chin in, and then you're gonna go looking for your right side, and you're just pulling a little bit down in that tissue here, easing up your muscle and letting go, so you can get into that movement in mobilization of your neck joint. Getting into center, keep that a little bit pulling down, and you are moving to the opposite side, so pulling down a bit here, and you are moving to the opposite side, using your breathing to get a bit in. So this is what I see a lot doing. Again, my day as a physiotherapist, people tend to remember to get some straight stretching over the hips and hamstring, but sometimes they forget, and one day they wake up and they are out driving and they can't look over the right shoulder, and that's not a good thing. Shoulders are back, easing off, and we are going to do some Breathing here, bring arms up in front, inhaling, moving out to the side, getting a nice stretch in our chest area, and of course in our ab area. 2 more, inhale, filling up those lungs, pushing out to the side, and 1 more to go. Inhale, reaching up and out and back. Great, thank you for joining me. I hope you had a great, efficient workout, firing up that metabolism and firming up that muscle tissue. So I will put a link up for some other session here for you to do, or just have a look at my channel, and maybe you will consider subscribing. That always makes me happy, and you are just gonna stay happy, and you're gonna stay healthy, and you're gonna stay strong until I see you next time. Take good care. Bye.